being the minority in a place too is pretty interesting as well. It's like an hour-long hike, and you got straight 80-year-old grandmas doing it. Once it clicked for me too that like the Quran was like the direct word of God. Like if there's an author on the Quran, it's God. I would have never thought I'd be religious. I was just bad about it with my family, honestly. Like I just wasn't as upfront with them as I should have been. Like I think if Americans embraced and practiced Islam, yeah, society would be amazing. You know what the biggest thing for me with stopping drinking was
I kind of want you to go deeper. What's that feeling like going from New York and then traveling to Medina where it's so peaceful?
It's like the air is different. So when I say the air and the energy is literally different, your life is based around spirituality when you're there. The most important thing is like when's the next prayer and making it on time. Because it was Ramadan too, your sleep schedule was insane. It's the most insane 4 weeks of sleep schedule I've ever had in my life, especially when I was there, because it's like you pray your night prayer and then you usually go and do some activities and like you putz around for a while. You don't just go to sleep at 8 o'clock. Usually, no, we would stay up until Fajr, which is the morning prayer, because you have to eat right before, and then you would sleep after morning prayer for like 2-3 hours and then get back to it for your next day. Like there was a week where I slept on 2 hours a night and I was fine. Like I couldn't even believe it. Like I would wake up refreshed after like 2-3 hours and just like go about my whole day walking 10-15 miles while fasting the whole day out and about in the hot sun, and you're good. You know, you're not stressed about the simulation. So the dunya is like what we're in right now. Like I believe we're spiritual beings living a human existence, right? We agree upon that. Like we're more than just this flesh and what we're seeing. Like we have souls, and just not being in Medina, like you're so not wrapped up with this world. You know, you're really just at peace, and you can just pray and eat your food and walk around and leave your phone back at home, and it's safe. That was really nice. I just got back from Bosnia too. That was really cool too, because that was all white Muslims.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, like seeing people that, you know, like they look more like you and stuff. That was definitely cool, because like I'm not Arab at the end of the day. Like I don't speak Arabic. Like I'm not trying to be Arab. You know, I'm still like a white guy.
But I actually saw you traveled. I don't want to get this wrong. Is that called the Mecca? It's Umrah?
Umrah is like what you do there, where you walk around so it's the Kaaba, which is like the mosque, the you know, the box that's there, and then Mecca's the city, and Umrah is where you know, it's like your pilgrimage. You walk around 7 times. There's some other little things you do too, but that was a crazy experience.
Yeah, what's the feeling like?
We went on the last 10 nights of Ramadan, so it really is just like the most packed environment you could possibly imagine. Like Times Square on New Year's Eve, but for miles. And the craziest thing about it to me was just there's no fighting. Like it was just completely peaceful. You have people from Asia, Europe, South America, North America, Africa, all over the place, and everyone was living together peacefully. And there's so many reasons to get mad at someone, like stepping on toes. Like you're walking around like this everywhere you go. There's lines for every single food spot you want to hit, and there's just no fighting and bickering at each other despite all of the excuses. It's pretty crazy. I'd say one of my main takeaways from that trip was just like how big the world is. Honestly, just realizing like there's just a lot of the world I gotta see. There's a lot of the world I gotta see. Like being the minority in a place too is pretty interesting as well. What I like about Islam too is you can actually go to the exact spots where stuff happened. Like you can see where the Prophet is buried and where the Quran was revealed to him. It's on like this massive mountain, and so we climbed up it one night after the whole day of fasting and stuff. And there's it's like an hour-long hike, and you got straight 80-year-old grandmas doing it.
Wow.
Like a group of them climbing up this big mountain. Like I've never seen anything like that in my life. Like the determination and strength people get while they're there is different too. Like you push yourself. Even doing like Umrah, you walk around the Kaaba 7 times, and then you walk miles, like back and forth doing something else. Like it's a workout, like doing this stuff. It's not easy. Even for me, it's not easy. Like you're gassed afterwards. Yeah, there's a lot to recap from there for sure.
What was your first like introduction into Islam? How did you originally figure it out and start learning more about it?
It was in the Mom Reacts videos. So there was actually a video we reacted to Mom reacts to Andrew Tate converted to Islam, and then the video blew up, and a bunch of people like started commenting like react to this and this and this. So then we started reacting to more videos, and all of those got like 1 million views long form. Wow. Of just like a normal white kid from Boston like learning about this religion. And then 2 years later is when I actually reverted and took my shahada. So that's why like it was such a big deal online, is because like people saw me learning about it the whole time, which is pretty crazy. Definitely a very unique journey. I think that's the best thing you can do. Like just pray to the creator, like that he guides you to whatever the truth is. You know, that's, I'm not saying pray to guide me to Islam. I'm saying pray to whatever the truth is and to make it obvious at the end of the day. You know, growing up, I'm assuming you pray to just God. You know, you just pray to God. Like that's how I felt too. And when I realized that like in Islam, the God you're praying to is just like the God you innately pray to as a kid, like just God, not like something people tell you to pray for, like to. That's when it's just like, damn, that's awesome. That makes so much sense to me. Once it clicked for me too that like the Quran was like the direct word of God. Like if there's an author on the Quran, it's God. Like I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And then I found it so fascinating because like I would do research on like people trying to dispute that, and it's like you can't. Like there's not even disputing it. And just the fact that it's just the final update makes sense. So there's like the Old Testament, the New Testament, and then the Quran is simply the final testament. All these religions came from the same creator, but people had God's perfect word and then twisted it, you know? And that's just completely logical to me. Like people think Islam started 1400 years ago. It didn't start 1400 years ago. We believe that Islam has been here longer than humans. There was the unseen world before humans, you know? That's what it was for me. But everyone's on their own journey. Like I can't sit here and be like, accept it. And like you can't force someone to accept Islam too. Like that is strictly forbidden.
How did you see your life change after you took your shahada?
I mean, in so many different ways, bro. In so many different ways. Like that first few months, or a couple months, I'd say I was still like sinning and just like doing stupid shit. And then I would have never thought I'd be religious. You know, it doesn't even feel like I'm religious, honestly. It just feels like the way you're supposed to live life, and you have an understanding of why you're here. Like, okay, this life is a test. You know, yes, there's temptations in this world, but if you give those up, you're rewarded with something greater in the afterlife. Do good. You know, on the day of judgment, you're going to beg God to give you the chance to go back and just donate $1 more, you know, like so you could climb the leaderboard. At the end of the day, you just strive to be as good of a person as possible. You understand that God never burdens your soul with more than it can handle. So whatever stress and stuff you're going through, you'll be all right at the end of the day. Just turning you into a stronger man. Just trust, like it'll be all right.
I could only imagine. Have you had to deal with any Islamophobia?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't like to call it Islamophobia as much. I've personally just noticed that the way people criticize Islam, they do two different things. They either just like lie about the religion flat out, or they criticize the character of the people. And like obviously, you know, logically, you don't dictate a religion based off of like people that are following it, you know? Like in our perspective, Islam is perfect, but the people following it aren't. You know, you deal with a lot of stuff with talking about this stuff online. Like it's definitely not something you just do to get clout. And make money off of it. You know, the Islamic audience, it's a lot of third world people. They don't have a bunch of money. Like you're not profiting crazy there. And yeah, there's a lot of like personal repercussions you have to face with making this kind of content. It's hard to pivot to different audiences when you make this kind of content. So I'm just really passionate about it. Like I truly believe Islam is like, you know, the truth at the end of the day. I don't know, man. Like the hate comments and stuff, it just looks like little robots to me. Like it doesn't really bother me. Like you seem like an intelligent guy. Like you know that, you know, Islam doesn't tell people to stuff up and people in this. Like at least if you're gonna like, criticize the religion, just say something true. Like you don't have to lie about it. You know, saying your prophet tells you to do this, and it's like, well, it's just not true. Or they just take stuff out of context, and then people get all their religious information from Instagram Reels, and it's just like no one's ever coming together like that.
How did your family feel when you took your shahada?
I was just bad about it with my family, honestly. Like I just wasn't as upfront with them as I should have been. They were all good about it, honestly. Like it was just a bit of a shock to them. They've seen me just like working to become a better person, giving up my vices, praying multiple times a day, still staying close with family. I think one of their worries was that I would be, you know, getting distant from family, because that's what happens to a lot of other people. And I've only gotten closer with everyone, so there's not much to complain about, really. You know what the biggest thing for me with stopping drinking was I look at, you have a spiritual shield around you. So what I like a lot about Islam is, well, first, I I truly believe that like the Quran is like the direct words of God. So like the way it's like your creator explaining to creation how to live properly. The same way if you were to make a car, you would make a user manual that goes with the car, you know? And he explains in the Quran how there's two free-willed beings. There's human and there's jinn, which is like the unseen world. But they have free will and they're going to be judged. And so us as humans, we have our spiritual shields. So there's stuff you can do to like keep that spiritual shield higher. It's almost like Nazi zombies where you like, you know, you got to like hammer the doors in, you know, because the zombies are trying to cut in, like the jinn. And, you know, something like praying 5 times a day keeps your spiritual shield high. Making wudu, are you familiar? You know what that is? Yeah. It's where you clean yourself before you pray. It's just like you wash your face, your feet, your hands, all that. Like you stay clean because the unseen world, the bad spirits, they like filth. They're attracted to filth. That's why when a lot of these celebrities do demonic rituals, they spread poop and stuff for Allah and, you know,
stuff for Allah,
all on the wall, and they put it in symbols and and they all, and then the spirits come out. Like that shit is all real. And one of those things that breaks your spiritual shield is drinking. It's like your Fortnite shield bubble and you get holes in it, and it allows the jinn to fuck with you. And I think we see that clear as day. Like even with my family, like anytime there's like a big problem or some drama, someone got drunk and some stupid shit happened. And it's like, when are we as a family or as a society gonna realize this drinking shit is just stupid? It leads to no good. You get hammered, you barely even remember what happened. And then even that fun, it's like, you know, it's in that fuzzy state. It's like hard to even like latch on to all my drinking memories because they're just, I was on a different vibration back then. For me, the big thing to get me to stop drinking was I want to keep my spiritual shield high. And I believe that, you know, when I talk about this stuff online, I get like a lot more spiritual attacks too. And I've seen you see it firsthand, like the amount of shit you got to deal with when, you know, especially talking about Islam online. Like I said, it's not something you just do for clout and money. Like a lot of repercussions come with it. Yeah, no, definitely. Like I think if Americans like embraced and practiced Islam, society would be amazing. People stop drinking, people stop gambling, people start, you know, praying multiple times a day and connecting with God, and women dress more modestly. Like it's just all, I don't know, to me it's all good things. Like it's another thing that was interesting was seeing the women fully covered up in Saudi too. That was definitely interesting to see. Because
do they wear the hijabs and then also like the
they're
face
full
cover?
niqab, like in Saudi, like for the most part it was like full girls, like fully covered up. I'd say like less than 10% wear hijab, and then once in a while, like if tourists were there, like it would just be normal looking women. Yeah, like you didn't have to wear a niqab. It's just like the social norm there.
Oh, wow.
You know what I really like about Islam is that it's like the universal religion too. So I've gone to Spain to mosques. I've gone to Portugal to mosques. I've been to Saudi Arabia in mosques. I don't speak the same language as any of those people, but you pray the same way. So it's like I can be next to a Chinese guy, an African guy, an Arab guy, Portuguese guy, like everyone, but none of us could communicate with each other, but we could all pray like literally the same exact words and greet each other the same way. And that's I think that's something that's really cool. I personally look at it like the universal phone case, you know? It's like the religion that's literally that fits everyone. And I think that like if everyone actually like practiced it, like from what I've seen, I think society would be perfect from just how everyone from all around the world, no matter what country you're from, is in one place, and it's just your brothers in faith. I think that's so cool.